Hello, everybody. A little video today, but we'll see how little that video will be. It's talking about the void. What the void is, more a little bit on that, and how you can get out. Basically, been studying a lot of things. Specifically, I study some portions of psychology. I did put some time into more diving into the retrograde astrology, a little bit more deep. It was the things that was downloads from up. So I will make a video for the deep things into the retrograde astrology. I hope it's going to help you out because to understand this processes in you. About the void, I study an astronomy. Within the astronomy, the void is 85% of the universe. That's the known universe. It's only about 15% out there. And they're wondering what's going on, how did the universe expands, and so on. Well, the void has its energy, okay, in the universe. That void, it's like in the black hole, but the black hole is an opportunity. That void space out in the universe, it's an opportunity. It's kind of like a full of emptiness without nothing, no vibes, no nothing, but there is actually a basic raw energy just out there. And at the same time, the correlation is found within the human brain that basically through our lifetime, using only like a 10%, maybe some individuals using more than that, especially that we are in the age of Aquarius. We expand our consciousness, our subconscious become more conscious. Now we expanding into these areas. For it, the chat is open. If you guys feel like asking anytime during this video some questions or something you want to write it down, you can go ahead and do it. I'm monitoring another monitor. I'm monitoring the chat. I haven't bring anything. I won't post any quotes or anything like that. It's just that's how this is. But the truth is that lately, with all these discoveries, okay, the black hole, it's basically collects informations inside of it, material and everything, and during its lifetime, through the heart spinning and spins around, the energy begins as disbalance, and when that disbalance creates, then the black hole kind of like explodes. There is two portions of it. The force, the central force of gravitation expands up and down, and the material force, it's expanding on 90 degrees opposite, and that's how the galaxies are created. But what's that got to do with you and yourself? So throughout study the hi Lisa, R-rated white, hi Ray, Kimberly, hi Dio, that's my 50th birthday tomorrow. I feel I've been in a 10-year period, deep in feminine cave of killing, ready to emerge and create a new life. Any insights? Kimberly, listen what I'm going to say now. And that can be your escape of that cave. Yes, a very good thing, because the void inside of you, it's a cave, okay? In that cave, somehow, some way, for some reason, that could be, beginning since childhood, that could be for medical reasons, that could be something with the genetics. There are so many reasons why people are in the void, in that cave, okay? And the void leads to many things. The void leads to, since you haven't properly using the happiness within you to develop, to create things, you begin to copy things. There is a problem with the creations. Okay, there is a problem with intimacy, happiness. You want to be truly helpful, enjoy life, but for some reason, it's like I always screw up. It's like you always screw up. You screw up because you're still in that cave. You're still in this void place. You avoid people, you avoid relationships, or if you're in relationships, they're for some reason they're not proper. Something always screws up. Something always happening, or you get into a job or any type of things, and they kind of like poof, and you wonder why. Uh, Hey Josh, thank you from Australia. Wow, someday I plan to go there. I've been invited to from a very special friends of mine, a couple there, and yeah, someday that's on the wish list. It's on the bucket list. Okay, the bucket list to be going to Australia. All right, but probably it won't be this year. This year, I will probably keep my promise to the people of India. So that is overdue. And maybe this year, Queensland. Yeah, Kimberly. Yes, it's spot on. I know it's a spot on because I spent a long time to be in that void myself. Was putting in there on that void so I can learn and help as a healer the people how to get out of that void. Okay, and that's what this video is about, how you to get out of the void. Josh, Queensland, yeah, well, I have to remember the town where it was. I think the town was Northern Australia. Okay, right now I'm not familiar too much with the map of Australia, but we'll figure that out. Okay. When the time comes in as to be in Australia or to be in any other country, I make a video that I'm going to be there. I'm going to do a workshop and all these things with it. So to go back with the void, basically within the void, the people who's been in the void, they kind of like are facing three choices. And what the three choices is to stay in the void because that's how you've been all your life. That's what you're used to it. To decide to change and to look deep inside of you, what happened, and troubleshoot yourself. If you didn't watch my previous video, the reasons why you need to troubleshoot yourself is that you feel unhappy, you feel not right, you don't feel the things, and you decide to do something about it. Okay, and the third reason, it is about to co-create. So I will explain the first part, the choice. It stays there. To stay there, that to stay into the void, you begin to kind of like create this, as in psychology is explained, this toxic environment out in the universe. That is let's say you're far away from any galaxy, far away from everybody, or you're inside of the black hole, and there is always this pressure of life that you feel like it, but you're spinning around and around, and all you do is taking stuff, taking things from others, and you're just feeling like, what the heck, what I'm doing wrong. That staying on the void over the time, it creates this toxic relationships and psychology. And you see it through the world right now, even all the stories they're coming out in the news about John Depp and Will Smith and so on. Well, basically, that's the environment we are today. We are about to troubleshoot this void. What is that all about? Okay, how to troubleshoot this void. And in this void, there is emptiness, there is a coldness. You feel like something is maybe not right with you. But how did you get into that void is the troubleshooting part. How did you got in the first place? You could have get in that void if somebody drags you in, like somebody dragged me in to get in that void. You can be born with a void for it, that it's more genetically part, or you actually uh, grow up with this void. There was some kind of trauma events, some kind of situations that happened, and you decide to stay there into the void. And that was it, like I will stay in the void to avoid people, so that way they don't understand me, and I will stay there in the void, in that uh, space inside of it. And when you try to do something, do things, you probably connected to with people that are clumsy, or they're kind of like always getting to things. Some of these situations, very early in age, throughout this thing, you can detect it within the kids. You can detect it within it yourself. But there is, you always feel like the need that somebody has to care for you, because you're in the void, not in this built internal world of yourself, that inner world that it's getting to it. Um, I believe it's all agreement at the core of it. Josh, yeah, agreement, but what kind of agreement? The agreement to be miserable because you feel like when you're miserable yourself, you can attract more attentions, and that's how you gain things, or that contract with yourself that deep inside of your soul you want to be happy. Okay, this contract sometimes within your own self can be kind of like the things is. Kimberly, I'm glad that you're here, because some of the things that I'm telling you, really, you know them probably as well. Yes, I learned how to create my life with the universe. Did the work, was global healer, teacher with a huge platform. Then I got into a relation that set me spiraling to the trauma and the void. Yeah. Guess what? In order to become a healer, uh, this wounded warrior, Kim, and to heal others. And you can't tell someone how to get out of this if you don't get yourself out of it. Okay. Um, so to continue more with the void. Uh, oh wow, Crystalline, hi. Glad to see you here. I know that this is something that you are also very interesting as well. Um, uh, and thing is that I was talking about the void like uh, quite a few months. We're gonna entering this, so we are right now entering, but we are right now learning how to get off. In the next about 2 weeks, when things with Pluto is going to take away for that transformation, because Pluto put us in the void when he was direct, and Mars and Venus, they got in there, and we totally went out to this deep void. Now Pluto is going retrograde, and you feel like, I'm out of here. I mean, I'm getting out of this void. I'm crossing this mountain of darkness. I want to go back into the light. I want to rebuild my internal world. I know you guys feeling it out. It's coming up. As soon as right now, Venus get out of Pisces, so is Mars. Today it's very special day that the Moon, Venus, and Neptune coming together with Jupiter and all that stuff. That is that healing part of you, so who you are. Mommy love, hi. um Seems like this is the best time for me to do live videos, so I will try to get in around this time, so that way there's going to be some more people online, more questions for it. But what is the void? The void feels like you, in the void, you have a lack of creation. You're missing love. You're missing energy. You're in depression, and into the void, you getting into this, like you feel like you don't want to do nothing. You just basically engage with the energy of nothing. And psychology wise, that happens right before you kind of like, the life, it's not only this and this, okay? It is also sometimes goes down, dives deep, and then rise up for a purpose. And that purpose is evolution, okay? So staying in that void, you comes into a point that you kind of like, I'm sick of it, I'm tired of it, I want to get out. I deserve to be happy, because the reason you got in there, it's for some of you that could be at the tower moment into the tarot cards. It's like something happened, your inner world was shattered in pieces, was destroyed. It was illusion. It was something that wasn't right. And I believe that some of you understands this, because you were looking for the truth, for this 100% stability, 100% love, 100 things. Because when you get into the 100% truth, then you understand that if you're not 100% truth, there is always some other percentage that will destroy what you build. All right. And that is where we are going as evolution, this 100%. 100% love, 100% truth, 100% honesty, and so on and so on. And since you are striving for this 100%, you engage with, somehow your journey goes into engage with this void, because that void, you are not 100%. That void is that crack, that missing percentage, that you are not 100%, and it's for your evolution. Okay, it is for your evolution. So once you understand and you troubleshoot yourself that you are in the void, you begin to work on yourself. You do your inner work. Hey, Casey, glad to see you here. Yes, the illusion, my mind was created scenarios, romance, and now I have the truth. Yes, you will. We're all getting into the truth. Okay, I wrote it. I think so. It was today that the truth is like your soul staying in the front of God. Okay, the truth is naked, like your soul stays on the front of God. And when you get into this energies for it, you decide you want to go back, but you're lacking something. You're lacking to get off. You kind of like go up, go down, goes up, goes down. And every time you kind of like trying to go over the hood, but it can't. Why? The only thing you can't get out is because there is something down there that holds you down. You have to learn to let go. Let go of the old self. Your old self is in this tower, down there in that hole. Okay, that is your old self. You need to evolve and emerge as a new. You have to review yourself and leave your old life, old way of thinking, your old way of this toxicity or whatever it is holding you down. You have to let it go in order for you to be travel light. Okay, because when you go up the mountain and you carrying all those baggages with you, you won't do it. Okay, you won't do it. So once you rising up towards your internal happiness, you leave everything behind. Everything. I mean, absolutely everything. And all the things that you get is your internal happiness. Why your internal happiness, though? Uh, you need to make yourself joyful. The joy of enjoying the things. And the joy, the happiness gets you over the hump. And when you get over the hump, you can kind of like, well, my life was destroyed. My family is not right. The kids and this and that. And you're like, oh my God, what the heck, right? And he was like, you know what? Rebuild time. Let's see what we can solve from the damage, and let's build something new. Let's get something new. All right. Let's roll up the sleeves and let's go get to work. That is the time when you begin to be happy again, to live again. But now there is this power of inside of you that you know that you possessing this 100% with you. You have this power, you have this understanding, and you want to be damn sure no more tower moments in you. Oh, Josh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for that monitoring. Josh, you can hit me over at and the Facebook, and I'll try to give you some more information for it. Kind of like give you some maybe an astrology reading for or something. I would like to give you back, to have a right exchange of energies for it. And then you build. Okay, you begin to build. You build a new life on the base of your new personality of that 100%, not the base of your relationship with someone. You begin to build, but depend only on yourself. All right. Why on yourself? Whatever you build yourself, you want to be make sure is 100% stable. You don't want to build with someone who's can come and crumble all to the dust, because here's today, gone tomorrow. You already probably learned that lesson to the void. Maybe that was one of the lessons that you got you to the void in the first place. Uh, um, Jessica, hi, or Jessica. Hey, long time. I haven't seen you here. This energy has been rough. Oh God, it has been rough. Had a lot of people that they connected to me. They had all they had was similar energy, similar things, and I was like, okay, Mr. Troubleshooting technician, you have to go deep into the problem. Okay, I'll help people. All right, so did that, been there, done it, and that's why I make this video. So sweet energy exchange. Yes, it is. You gotta have an energy exchange. If somebody just takes and no give, that could be one reason you are in the void too. All right, you will probably sit out for the things for it. So when you begin to build, you understand everything depends on you. You become self-dependent, okay, and you begin to build your internal world. All right, you begin to have a boundaries. You begin to have a healthy boundaries. You already know what you want, okay, but you build your internal world. Your internal world about as a profession, as a healer, or whatever you are internally of you. You want to build that. If you want to be, for example, if you want to be a astrologer or spiritual teacher, or like, for example, me, that's you want to build this 100%, not just like well, I would treat it as a hobby. You treat something as a hobby, it is a hobby. Don't treat it as a hobby, treat it as a job, and then it becomes a job. That is one of the responsibilities you already have. Okay, that is the part of this 100%. You're getting this new powers, you're getting this new energy that is like, holy crap, I didn't know it was in me. It was in you all the time. You just outgrow yourself, you evolve within you. So when you're building this, you figuring it out that the void kind of like helped you out to discover your secret powers. Okay, but the void is also, it's the place where you have to put your past to rest. It's like a graveyard of your past. You have to recycle your past lives, your past relationships. Dump them there in the void. Okay, you will understand they don't need it. So wherever it's the damage within your internal world, you collect it, you put it in the dump trucks, and the dump trucks just goes back up and dumps everything there into the void. That is a part of the internal world. Kimberly, thank you, Dio. I had my tower moment in December 2012. That has been a devil card with me, narcissistic abuse recovery, my guardian light. And yeah, there was a lot of narcissistic stuff going on, simply because of this moment. I even stated in the other videos, talking about narcissism. The narcissism can be coming up for a few ways for it. And before talking about the narcissistic things, I will suggest you to connect with a specialist, psychologist. Don't do it on your own, or if you study on your own, I will suggest you to study it from someone who is a professor and someone who study deeply within what the narcissism is. And even some of these people, they talk about what the narcissism is. They're talking about everything, but they don't talking about how to heal. A lot of the people, they say it's unhealable, uncurable disease. If it is a medical problem, but if there is a medical problem, I'm talking about like as far as like incapability of development, which is to develop, because you may rise out of the void, but if you lacking to build your internal world, then you won't be able to build anything. Or if you build something, you will crash eventually, simply because you are not 100% within. So what I'm going to be explaining you here with when you build for it, the happiness is about you. Okay, and talking about a narcissism, we need to understand about one thing. If the narcissist was developed, narcissists can be developed from generations, from a toxic culture development that creates all this. Okay, and it's passing from generations to generations to generations. For example, if the mother was with a narcissistic traits, for example, and you send your kids to the grandmother, and she's like, no, you're gonna eat until I tell you so, and force feeding for it, the kids develop this kind of like undesire to eat, and all of a sudden there becomes a problem. The kids develop a lack of desire to eat, and you're like, what happened? But you find it this throughout the years, because as the older the child begins, then the child begins to shows up this more and more. Okay, because the whole at the beginning of the child, it's a little, but when it grows, it begins wide open and shows up more often. For Josh, I had a bit of my family lineage and a template coming up, false twin, 2-year relationship, felt like 30-year long trauma bond marriage. Luckily, I got a while being young, so gratefully the material was worn on. Yeah, family lineage can sometimes be, yeah. I mean, I've been working with a few people and see that the family lineage just kind of like proves it. Okay, I won't tell you this out in the public if I haven't really confirmed it, because it's not only with personality things, but also to people I've been talking to. And some of the people, when you touch that, they will run away from you because the truth is there. But they don't realize that the truth is their savior to fix things from now and forever and ever. But that is a whole other ball game for it. So here we go. You rebuild your internal world, and you now have a healthy boundaries, and you allow people in that internal world. This is your kingdom now. Okay, that's your own kingdom. That's it. The gates are out there, and only through the gates you can enter in, because you build it. You build yourself. You become of this person who is 100% truth, honest, materialistic, and everything, and you will be putting people in your internal world only if they're like you. They have to prove you. They don't prove you, they're not coming in. You don't want nobody to walk in into your internal world and destroys it. So, hi, Marian. Don't know why you delete your message, but hopefully that was for a reason. So, staying to the void, and you'd stay there and do nothing, doesn't help you. But there is some mystery in there, into the void, that into the mystery in there. That is a another path of development. That is the secret of that void. Okay, and I'm not going to talk to you about the void, that it's a from within. I want to be talking to you about that void where there has been a collecting things. Okay, so basically that is like a process of recycling. All right, that process of recycling is through our experience with others, through our of energy of others, through all these collections on it. You built a life for it. In the universe, and to it, that is the black hole that collects energy, collects things inside. For a lot of you, since there is no light in there, because it collects the light, it covers the light, and then it's been taking the light. That's where it's a lack of light through for it. Into the black hole, when it begins to spin, okay, it turns. It comes to a point that it creates one or two disbalances, or all of a sudden, to the whole center, it just kind of like opens up like two shiny caps and release all this material tanks inside of it. This is what happened is when a toxic personality, finally they figure out what's wrong with them, and then they release the love. Okay, that love that they have, they hold it for so long. Okay, imagine that uh, you've been living in the void all your life, but the love and the thing you kind of like collect, and there is this traumatic event that happens, and now you understand that shit, I have to create something, and basically you open that, you just create life. It's the same thing, power of creation, where the from a black hole it creates a galaxy with planets, with everything, and you get this poof moment. Into the psychology, okay, and in the spiritual psychology, this process is known as the dark night of the soul. Okay, you go into that void space, into the dark night of the soul, and then all of a sudden you get reborn. You're like a brand person. You like renew things. You know a new things. You know something is going on, and you, as you see it here, the two choices to create within the void, so we can build a new space, or to get out of the void and build your internal world. Those are the two choices that you create. Thanks. Okay. But staying in the void and do nothing, it is basically you staying in this part of the time and space, and nothing really happen. Everything goes like nothing. Okay, but the nothing itself, it's something. It's basically like land that never been harvest. It's a land like just sitting out there, like some of the islands that are uninhabitable. Okay, but they're also something in them. They're an opportunity. That's what there is. They're an opportunity, and that's why there is an opportunity within the people who choose to stay in the void, but they have to make the decisions for creations or things like this. Oh, you're welcome, mommy love. So what is your story? And if you need help in this, because I'm trying to see, I'm actually today, I contact a psychologist for it. Because I see that she wrote some things. I kind of like been following her for a while, and I contact her and I told her, listen, can we just kind of like talk and chat for this, for it to see? So kind of like I'm going to need that help of a professional psychologist, so I can share this thing about get out of this toxicity way of life for it. But the toxicity, it's coming in for a reason. Okay, you got into that portions for a reason. That could be a trauma event. For example, my trauma event, one of my trauma events was like back in the days, we went out a very near place here and vacation, and we went out to this river. It's called Kamchia. It's kind of like a very beautiful delta. It's the river goes into the Black Sea. Very, very beautiful place. So one day maybe I can do live there. But I went out to buy some gums, and the guy who was selling the gums said, I can't return you, but I can give you 5 gums. I'm like, okay. So I went back into my uncle, because my uncle and my aunt took me on vacation. And I went back in there, and we went to the riverboat, and the guy was getting out of the into the river to so we can have this ride of the boat. And I was chewing one gum, and my uncle asked me, he's like, "Where's the money? Give me the money." I was like, "There is no money." He's like, "Why? Why not?" And he got angry on me and told him the guy said it. He didn't have no money, so I bought 5 gums. And he's like, "Give me the gums." And he got the gums and he threw them away. I was very angry at his anger for it. But I just realized this damage what it did to me was is like wasn't I have problems with people about the money, especially money taken from me or whatever the situation is, and I had that trauma in me. Okay, his energy was passing to me, and now I felt like wasn't right because you do your deep troubleshooting. Your deep troubleshooting will go into your first memories you remember. You have to do it. Trauma could be linked to the past lives too, from Josh. Um, all right, just one thing here. Is the void a dark night of the soul? Yes. You go to the deep darkness. Um, what is the void? The void is the emptiness, nothing. After a crash moment you have, especially within the soul, you get into this state of lack of happiness. It's like the whole happiness, it's went off. And then you become like cold. There is this cold vibes in you, like you don't even know yourself. You kind of like avoid, even if people offer you love, you kind of like avoiding it. That I can describe the void. The moment after the tower of the truth. Yes, the truth. It has a lot to do with it, but the truth in you. Okay. If somebody lied, cheat, dishonesty, and things like this, and you want the truth from them, you're never going to get out of the void. That holds you down. When you don't need the truth from them anymore, when you know the truth in you of what you did, that you were, okay, then you let that garbage stays there into that empty space. So this is what I will suggest you to do, Casey, about the truth. So to go back into is how you heal that wound. Because during that event with my uncle throwing those gums out, he killed my joy, he killed my happiness. Okay. And if somebody kills your joys and your happiness, you need to understand that these people will comes in and they will ask you for forgiveness, like my uncle did. It's like, I'm sorry, I did this to you, but I was angry. How come this person? But I didn't. My joy was killed. I didn't give him anything, and then he became a better person. A little bit. Basically, he knew I was beginning to smoke cigarette early in age, and he was like, "Well, here's a cigarette, but don't tell your aunt." That's how that goes. But I didn't solve the issues in there until I look at it right now into the deep, into the void. And when people damage you or harm you, they ask for forgiveness. You don't forgive them. Why? You forgive them and they will do the same thing. But here's the one part in you. You have to forgive them because someone damaged them. They acting like this about you. That's the reason why they want forgiveness. They don't give forgiveness to somebody and they holding the pain and they ask for forgiveness, but they have to forgive themselves about what they do, but they also have to forgive the people that damaged them. You see that deep healing process? Because if they intentionally damaging you, they have no right to ask you for forgiveness. Okay? But if they damage you because of someone damaged them, okay, you can forgive that part. But the intention part to damage you, that is a whole another story. If that was an accident, okay, you can forgive accidents. But intentionally doing it, no. Because when you don't forgive them, you put them into a state of they have to troubleshoot themselves. And that's what it is. I feel good to create and move on. Very good, Casey. So by doing it this, your forgiveness begins to work as a magic. All right. You begin to understand that the person now, if that is a toxic personality or a narcissistic personality or whatever the situation is, inside of them begins that process of forgiveness. First of all, to themselves, and a second of all, to forgiveness that maybe bad relationship that they had, bad marriage, bad relationship as a kids, or bad relationships usually with parents. Okay, sometimes the parents they can willing to tell you who you should marry, who you should not, or who should be in a relationship or who should not. Okay, gotta be very careful with how is your relationships in there, because sometimes the environment in the family, it's toxic. You got to get out of that. Okay, leave that toxic environment. Stay the hell away from me. I don't need it. And that's what things are pretty much. I got my truth about my password with Catalyst TF. Received a message from her wishing me well. Then for the next 2 hours, my crown chakra was buzzing, tightening on and off. I didn't know if I got a void. The void, Casey, is very unpleasant place. If you're a fan within the Star Wars, for it, it's like the deepest subconscious mind of Palpatine. Okay, where he lacks, the only thing he desires is power and control. As the most narcissistic people, they desire power and control, of course, and energy to do their power, their magnifications, they're the most superior thing. As you've been watching Star Wars, at the end, you understand that twin flames destroy that, right? In the last episode. So, all right. Oh, wow, Katie. Nice to see you here. Good morning. Thanks for doing live. Well, lately I've been doing only live videos, even my astrology report, because that way when I do a live, the things are automatically recorded. Otherwise, it takes me like an hour and a half to upload them. And there is no feedbacks with you guys. Now, when I do lives, it's much better because you also guys can participate in the videos, and that helps you somehow, some way. You feel the energy that goes on, and that is the part of me rebuilding myself, bringing the new things. All right. When you take a divine perspective, everything is just a simple but more powerful outlook. It is what it is. Okay, the divine energies. It's that power of your spirit. Okay, that spirit that links you to the divine. Okay, as strong as your spirit, it will show up within your soul. So, for example, if you take the spirit as that magical energies in you that gives the power to the soul, that soul's talking to your mind, that says, let's go, let's move up, let's build up, let's evolve, let's create. It's got a power with creativity because inside of the void, there is no creativity. You try not to create. But if your soul is so powerful and you create something out of the nothing, that it's when your soul and your spirit, they decide to recycle all the experiences. They collect all those things and they kind of just like build a new personality, new things for it. Okay, so I will take some questions right now, guys, and I'll appreciate that. Thanks, Josh. Trauma could be linked to past lives too. Gotta be careful with the past lives. Okay, here's the thing that Josh will explain it to you. Some people they went to the past life regression. I didn't say it's bad. If you feel the need to do something and you do it, great. But the trap sometimes of being to the void is when you go into past life regression and somehow you get stuck into the past. Well, your past is in the void. So you're going into that void. And some of you gonna be focusing of doing the things that happened in the past life instead of focus of the present of now. It's the same thing with people who are now they covering their past, they're covering their past mistakes, they're covering what happened in their past life, and they are in that void because they are avoiding of let go of the past. So since they are avoiding of let go of the past, they can rebuild their life, but they cannot rebuild anything in there too. They just recycling things, recycling experiences. Or they can use these experiences to create something new. But would you or would they do it? But if you getting stuck into what you did in the past life, you stay there. Basically, mentally, you kind of like shifting lives and be very mindful when you focus so much on the past lives. I don't focus on past lives. I've been given some visions about past life. I understood what I did, why I did it, because the culture is like this. The situations was this. I had to react like this. But people don't see that as a evolutionary thing. They don't see it. They may see it from their fears. But if they see it from their fears, they will act on the fears. But if they see it as an evolutionary path, even if you make a mistakes or something else, doesn't matter. What there is, you learn from it. You evolve from this. Palpatine's energy. Yeah, you see, Casey, uh, that was the part when Ray find out that she was I was talking about Star Wars, that she has the same power of darkness in her because she's the grandchild of Palpatine, but her spirit was Jedi. She was able to transmute that power and unite it. Okay, this is the time when you need to understand that the void and the creations, when they come together, they create. This is the time when the good and the bad, when it comes together, they create. That's the power of this creation. Okay, the magic of creation. Because when a company designs a new product, it puts a team of people, and the one person, it's the bad person, is like, this is not going to work, and the other person who pulls his brains out to work, and they coming together. And the one says, well, that's the problem. The other guy goes back to the drawing board and creates some changes, come back to it, and coming together, and they develop it. Okay, that's the part of creation. But when the person comes with a drawing board and the guy is like, you know what, I don't like you, and whatever you can bring into me, maybe a great for the company, maybe a great product, maybe it's a great thing, maybe you're a great person. But you know what? Since I don't like you, I'm not going to work with you. And now let us say this separation. And that person goes into the void, discard problems, shows up into the psychology. So, okay. All right. Now let's see a few more questions. I want to get some my cigarette coffee time. Uh, Definitely true, unless knowing everything all existed once. I went to a regression and all I said I was now. It's all that mattered as a volunteer. So I got my plate full here. Oh gosh. You're a volunteer soul? Yeah. Most of us who volunteer to be here at this present time, we experience a lot of things. Sometimes you come to a point that you're like, I don't want to be any more volunteer. Harder than the throat chakra, right? Yeah, you probably suffer a lot as volunteer here. You know. Oh, wow, that energy. Ooh. Ooh. Huh. All right, let's talk about something else, not the volunteer and thing. Because someone here, it's, yeah. The throat, yes, even quit smoking cold turkey and I helped my heart and throat open up. Yeah, I quit smoking for about 16, 18 years. But I had medical situations that after all this, I was taking a lot of medications, including some of the narcotics, and they cut them dry. And it took me a long time until I get other medication that also dropped me down. And the only thing that helps me now to fix my chemistry from that damage from those narcotics is this, and that's why I'm smoking. So, so to go back, since you guys have no questions, to go back to this forgiveness, I want you to look in here about this forgiveness. Did you have people you didn't forgive? Why didn't forgive them? And if you forgive them, what happened in you and what didn't happen in them. Okay. Did you forgive people who keep repeating the same mistake? And knowing inside of you, you forgive them and they're going to recycle the same thing for it. Okay. Forgive so you can free yourself, but also you need to be very careful with this forgiveness part, because there is always a two sides of the coins. What do you do and what do you do not? Okay. Giving you advice is never look the one side at the coin only. You choose a side. For example, I just explained it to you. If the one person decide you're not good for them, then they're not going to work with you. Once the decision is made and they're like made up their mind, that just, okay, whatever you're going to do. There's sometimes in the twin flames is, if you took you a long time, if you took so much stuff, okay, you know what the word I'm trying to say, you know, the stuff, okay, does so many bad things. It's like my twin did this, and then did that, and then did that, and then did, and continue on it. Why just not look inside and see why did they not did that things? They were damaged. You didn't see the damage. You see what you wanted from them, and that's how you make that decisions of it. You didn't look at it down depth inside of them to see what it is. Maybe they have a toxic traits. Maybe there are some things they don't see. It's the same way as them. When they ask you questions and you tell them the truth, and they're avoiding the truth, they look at one side. Why do they look one side? Because they don't want to face the truth. And a lot of you as a twin flames, you know, you see this problems. And seeking you. The answers is always inside of you. There was this learning back for it that I had a hard time getting it. It's like, don't give an advice to the people, what the heck. Tell them to look inside of them. Boy, that was in the beginning when I was waking up. I had a hard time with like my troubleshooting personality in me, you know, fixing machines for so many years. It's this analytically mind and spirituality for combined together and use it on machines. It was like working nonstop. And I was like, okay, well, within it is. So I begin to a point that they tell me what the problem with the machine is. Like, yeah, check this, check that, and usually finds out that that's what it is. But sometimes not. Okay, and that's what this portion of the void is. The avoidance of really go deep, and don't go only up on the surface. Try to go deep, front to thin, and always look the opposite side. What if it's true? What if it's not? That will give you the problem of this. If person react in a certain way, go troubleshoot that way. You might figure out things out that you did not know. Okay? Law, if I smoke a lot, I can spark from being a toddler. Toddler. Some people they're getting stuck on this childhood and they stay there. But I used to smoke a lot. Now I begin to smoke a lot because I don't work. I just stay home here and go out to a coffee shop or go doing some other things. But back in the days when I was working, even getting it out, going out for a smoke was even harder. Even though that after my accident, uh, I had to work with psychologists about my PTSD for it. And I asked him, why did the cigarettes help me? And he's like, I don't know, but I will find out. And later on, he found out article about the nicotine. It's also prescribed meds for people who had issues with narcotics in their brain. It helps them out to be more, what was the word? More sharp. And he handed me the article, he handed me everything. I was amazed that sometimes you don't know things that you know. My dad smoked a lot. Oh, well, yeah, it runs in the family, isn't it? So, okay. Well, thank you so much for guys being here. I will do the a retrograde video. Probably is going to be tonight sometimes, like maybe within about 4 hours. Okay, and because we are entering the retrograde season as an astrology. And another thing I want to tell you that if you see a video in Bulgarian language, and if you don't speak the Bulgarian language, um, please don't make comments like English or all that stuff. I have a lot of people on my channel that they are Bulgarian speakers, and that's what I'm putting in until I put everything together to have a Bulgarian language channels for it. Okay, guys. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate everything that you guys helping here in the channel and supporting this channel by watching it. And I'm looking for a more advanced future to only do this, being here for you guys. Okay. Bye bye. Be love.